Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kyle, and this is my run of Maisara Caverns on 19 on my Blood Death Knight. I really enjoyed the other video. Start here. You can see what I'm running here. What I have Void Ascendant stuff on. My talents. Nothing crazy. I think I show my route here too. Yes. So there's my new route. I call it Max Perform. I really like this route. You're going to see why. Also, we did this key this is our third attempt. We did this key twice. The first time we almost timed it, but the shaman died. And the second time I got stuck on a rock and I got killed. So this is our third run. As you can see, this first pull is really tough for Blood Death Knight. Obviously the health ping pongs and all that. I get stuck on a route there. I pick everything up. I recently changed this route. I used to get the mammal or the big elephant. Not the move, just too much AoE damage, especially at higher key levels. So anyways, this is the first pull I do now. This is a pretty standard first pull. Like, this isn't anything crazy. I think the music's a little loud. Let's turn it down a little bit. Hope you guys like it. Let me guys know what you think of the song choice. But outside of that, pretty normal first pull, nothing crazy here. The only thing you should be on the watch out for, if you're a Blood Death Knight doing this, you need to focus on always pressing Vampire Blood and Dancing Rune Weapon when it's up. That's it. Easy pull here. Get to these double bears, get some threat and aggro on them because Blizzard hates Blood Death Knight threats. Grab these guys. This is the pull where it can get scary because you can get stuck on something. I grip those guys from up top. A caterpillar comes in. It's fine. But yeah, nothing really crazy on this pull. Like I said, there's just going to be a lot of floor stuff. So be careful of like the fire on the floor and the purple as you see there. Besides that, this is a fairly solid pull. Not too scary. The only thing that could be scary here is the Hex Guardian does a Magma Blast, which is a straight line of just pain. That's the only way I can think of it. So just be careful of that. Besides that, not really a scary pull. I'll see you guys on the next one. As this pull dies down here, you see me grip. Feel bad for other tanks. I don't even know what that would look like. I just get aggro here. I slow them. That's very important, so I don't take damage into pulling these masks. Very important. I slow my death and decay. And then once I get in here and get all the warding mask, we just go full dam. That's about it here. The only thing I would say, and that I'm realizing is more and more important, if you can get aggro on mobs and then slow them as you go to the next pack as a DK, that is so valuable because other tanks have a leap, they can roll, they're really fast, so they can pull, get threat, get aggro, and run away and not get hit. Death Knights, we are the slowest class. We don't have that luxury. So what we do is, as you saw right there, I get aggro, I taunted, did a couple of Merowinds, Blood Boil, and I Death Knight to slow them, or I Death and Decay to slow them so I can go pull the next pack without taking damage. Very, actually, super good tip. As someone had to tell that to me. Good here. We come into this house. We pull all these Mire Labors, I believe they're called. I think I get the other one right here. Yeah. This is just a straightforward pull. Nothing crazy here. This pull, the only thing that can be scary in this pull is the Deafening Roar by that hulking Juggernaut you saw right there. So that will do mass AoE damage to everyone. And also, if you are casting, it will interrupt your cast and you'll be locked out for a few seconds. And then there's the purple stuff on the ground. This pull is not dangerous. The only way it can be dangerous is this hulking Juggernaut, because it also puts a dot on you. As you can tell, look at my debuffs. I have a bleed. And I'm not a dwarf, and we don't have an AUG in this group. So the bleed stuff, but we're a Death Knight. We can just overheal it. We can heal through that. Bleed isn't really all that scary. That's about it for this pull. You can see here, I also get this food buff, and I think it reduces AoE damage by 3% and gives you leech 3% leech. I'm looking for it. Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm like, I think that's what it does. There it is. Leech and damage. Yeah. I was looking for it. I was like, I know I get this, but I'm not sure. This pool. So a lot of tanks, what I've seen they'll do this pool, they'll combine this pool with the pack to the left there. We don't do that here. I maybe that's something you do with like coordinated groups. I would not do that in a pug. So if you're doing a Maisara's 19 or 18 even or 15, or it's okay to split this up. A lot of tanks, and I've seen it, they'll combine these pools and the pack to the left I didn't pick up. We don't need to do that. That is pug overload. That will kill your pug. Don't do that unless you're in a coordinated group and everyone knows and ready for it. Then you can. But we time this, spoiler alert, so you can split this up just fine. The only thing here, there's floor stuff. The eagles will fly and do like kick stuff. DKs, you can grip them in, or the DPS just moves. Like it's very, very avoidable. Nothing crazy on this pool. As you see, I get this pack now. This is not a crazy pack. There's a caster and there's those keen headhunters, and they will like they'll throw like bolts at you or arrows, whatever. They'll jump back like that and throw a snare, which is a dot on someone. So just make sure to interrupt that, or if you're Death Knight, you can just bring them in. It's really not that bad. This pack is not scary at all, but if you were to combine these packs and the other previous one, very, very scary. So, I mean, if it's a pug, let me tell you this right now. If you're a pug tank and you're trying to figure it out, you don't have to do that, brother. You don't have to. Just split it up like this. And we time this is a 19. So if someone gives you like BS and a 15, like, brother, we're fine. And I promise you, you will be. This pool, I pull this a little funky. So you want to pull all this and inside the main hut as well. You see, I put a death and decay there. They'll come through that one side window, and I want to get these mire laborers, but this like weird LOS. So I lose. This is a messy pull. I pulled this very messy. I have to figure out a better way to pull that. It wasn't messy like there were deaths or anything. Like my DPS did very well to not hit stuff until I got it gathered. So shout out to DPS. And if you're a DPS, that is also something to look out for. Just like not hitting stuff until your tank gathers. Tanks, with that in mind, that doesn't mean we can be sloppy still. So this is a way I can improve. Improvement number one that I can do is gathering that pack a little better. Not scary at all, but the gathering can be weird. I hit that torch. I didn't even know I hit that. We don't want to pull the elephant here, but we do want to pull this Hex Guardian and these masks. Pull them into these casters, grip them in. What's scary about this pool? I popped Ice Mound here. A lot of floor stuff, and a lot of interrupts, but it's manageable. So this Hex Guardian will put the fire stuff on the ground, and he will also do the magma surge where he targets someone and does a big beam of pain and fire. You just want to watch out for that. These umbral shadow binders, they'll cast shrink, as you see there. It will shrink you, reduce stats, all that kind of stuff, and they'll see purple stuff on the ground. Just get out of it, interrupt the kicks, and then try not to stack on your homies when you have the magma surge. But that's it. There's a lot of movement, but this isn't necessarily a scary pull. Just game. And then we just jump over the edge and we get to blasting. I make sure everyone's over. So I've been there before where not everyone's over and I started it. Avoid that mistake. This boss fight for us tanks is not crazy. I'm gonna give a few shout outs and then let you see how we played it. First thing you'll notice, me as a tank, I'm taking against the wall. Kyle, why are you doing that? Because when he jumps and does his flanking spear, I believe it's called, if you're tanking up against a wall, he will not jump away from you. Murojin will not jump away from you. So if you tank against the wall, it's pretty much 24/7 cleave. You don't have to worry about it. They're always getting cleaved. And with this neck cracks, he just gets into an orb, is close, he bucks back, and look at that, 24/7 cleave because they're on top of each other. So that's why you want to take against a wall and not do what I just did there, because now he jumps away and you're losing some uptime on the boss. People say, well, that's small thing. Yes, but when you start diving into higher keys, uptime like that is very, very important. If you're doing like anything under a 15, whatever, don't worry about it. You're fine. Like, don't worry about the 24/7 uptime. But as you start getting to like the higher key territory, it comes very, very important to make sure you have uptime. So that's the only thing I'll say there. And outside of that neck cracks when he does the little like green circle things. And there's like dots on the floor. The reason why you see me get close to the boss is because those dots will not show up in his green circle. So I'll show it again next time that comes around so you can like, oh, that makes sense. Because that sounded crazy what I just said. So we'll wait for him to do the mechanic again. Traps, again, just move them. Don't gotta be anything crazy. And see, so he jumped, you see that green circle? So green dots will not spawn in that circle. So if you don't want to move and you don't want to like dodge, if you just wait for that cast to go off and then go back into that green circle, you will not get hit with anything. You don't have to dodge anything because those small green circles do not spawn in his big circle. So if you're a caster, if you're melee and the boss is close, you don't have to play dodge. You can just wait for that green circle to go away and go from there. That's this fight. Nothing crazy. You see we tank along the edge, and when we get to this part, I go all the way around. You can screw your group up and tank him against that wall or the door there, and it'll just ruin it. See, there's the big circle. I walk back into the circle. No dots. It's like a guaranteed safety, right? But that's about it. I mean, our demon hunter, he pops the trap there. This is kind of scary here. I believe we pop okay, so the monk shadow melded. It hit the elemental shaman, and the shaman got in the trap. That was a crazy play. I don't know if they're in comms for that because this was a bug, but that was a crazy play right there. This pull can be scary for any tank, especially for us BDKs. So this is our big lust pull. So you can see I go a little bit slow because I want to gather everything. D&D, I pre-pot or I pot, I get aggro and everything, and I get the mini boss. I go to 1% there. It's scary for us. And now we just game. So what's going on here? There's a lot of damage happening to the tank. Like, we are getting hit a lot. So you should always make sure your vampiric blood and your runic weapon is up regardless. But just be careful of that because we are going to get chunked here. This is a big pull for us. On top of that, what else makes this scary is those big AoE green things on the floor. Scary number one. There goes my perg. I told you guys this is a big pull. And on top of that, you'll see there's casters, that spirit wren going out. Why that is scary, because that's a bolt, one. Two, it also puts a dot, then you take damage over time and increase damage. See, you can see I have that right now. It's dispellable, but oof, it is a banger. You want to be careful of that. So if you tightening grasp with your BDK, pull everything in. You want to make sure you're death gripping and interrupting and stunning those cast bars as you can, because they hurt. Our group got through it. You can see I popped my perg. That is a big pull for us. That is scary for us. Once that dies, I avoid the shielded enemies, and we just pull these guys and we game. Same thing here, essentially. Just want to avoid everything. Of course. Kick the cast and avoid the green tornadoes on the ground here. But that's crazy. Kick cast, avoid green tornadoes like that, and you win. You guys saw my route, and I believe I shared it again at the end. Why I do this is most people pull the pack to the right here. Over here. with all the like shielded skeletons, things like that. I don't want to do that on higher keys. Lower keys, you're fine. Don't like, well, this guy time 19 doesn't pull them. 2 different key levels, my friend. I love the mindset, just 2 different key levels. The reason why I don't pull this pack is because that AoE they do bangs on higher levels. Like, it destroys. I pull 1 pack like that. But if I can generally avoid this pack and make up that percentage somewhere else, I will. This pack's not crazy. You have the caster. You have a lot of melee warriors here. So it's interrupt and more melee warriors. Definitely not a scary pull for us. You can see I didn't have a lot of runic power saved up, so I was trying to death grip one of those guys. And it was a mistake. Mistake number 2, 3 at this point. So let's be on the lookout for that. BDKs, you can make it happen, but we are statistically the worst tank, which means we have to work a lot harder than like a Brewmaster would or a Guardian Druid would. As that pack starts to die, I grab this caster, I grip him because it's the caster. The other 2 guys will just fall into place. And I'm going to start to chain here a little bit. So that big mob, I see like, oh, that's dead. I'm going to pull this Bounded Soul, and then you're going to see me get this pack of shielded guys. But again, this is not a crazy pull. I pulled the caster in, keep the caster interrupted, avoid the green circles, and here's the pack I'm talking to you about with the shields. So again, this pack is not scary at all. You just avoid the green circles, interrupt the caster. I get very low here because I gave them my back, and you never want to give them your back. It's a Blood Death Knight because we can't parry, blah, blah, blah. So there's mistake number 4 there. Learn and be better from that. The only thing scary here, not a scary pool. The only thing to be on the watch out for is these Grim Skirmishers. So you can see they have a shield on their health bar. When that shield disappears, it does AoE damage like that to everyone. So that's why you don't want to damage them all down at once, because then you're going to wipe. You want to take them one by one and kill them. But that's that pool. This pool here, again, much of the same. Melee stuff, 1 big ad, and a lot of melees. Not a scary pool for your group. This pool is not scary to your group, but it can be scary to you. You can see I question using my Icebound there because, again, not a scary group pool, but it's I don't want to say scary tank pool, but you can definitely take big damn here because lots and lots of melees. What do you do here? Avoid the green circles, and then interrupt the reanimated warrior so they don't spawn in again. Basic pool can be a little more scary for you. It is a little more scary for you as the tank than your DPS. We get those killed off. He goes, so this pool right here is scary. You're going to see a lot of damage go out right here. So this has the Soul Render, the Bound Defender, the Caster, and I get 2 little melees here. You see that big dam going out? Big AoE, our Monk Pop Celestial, the Conduits. There's nothing you can do about that. You may go into this pool and think, well, that's a lot of damage. Just how it is. There's nothing you can do about that at all. So here, interrupt, avoid the green circles, and I start kiting towards the boss. Why? Because we're in Mythic Plus and time is of the essence. You always want, if you can fight this group down there, but especially in higher keys where you're really fighting with the timer, you want to make sure you're playing like ahead. As you see, nothing real crazy here. What I will note, as a tank, you don't want the mobs split like this. You see how there's like 2 different mobs split? You don't want that. Why? You want all the mobs in the same area so they're all getting cleaved down. When you split mobs like that, one of them or multiple are not getting cleaved down. So you just want to be aware of that. You want to try to keep the mobs together even when you're moving, because you don't want any downtime. You want maximum uptime. Again, if you're doing a smaller key, you're fine. But when we're talking about in the higher key essence. Uptime really does mean a lot. So you want to make sure you have as much uptime on these ads as possible. You see, I pulled this one Grim Skirmisher pack. This is the pack I tell you I go out my way to pull it. And then I see the group is good. We go boss here. Usually you'd want to lust here, but we are very ahead, as you can see. There's different lust timings for this route. I have to figure out lust timings to be a little different, but this lust timing is fine. This is good. I mean, we time it obviously, but we're doing well. Here's the big mechanic for this boss. Souls follow you, and then when they hit together, they blow up. This is why this is scary, because people will try to go to certain mobs. They'll try to go on top of mobs. They'll try to connect them. And then if you're a Death Knight and you try to grip them, if that comes into contact with anyone, they're dead. So you want to avoid that as much as you can. You can see our Death Knight, our monk paralyzes one. And so all you do here, folks, is you get to your nearest shade, draw it in, and let them hit. You see, I stunned this one because I wanted ours to hit. Stunned it. Boom. That's it. Nothing crazy here. If you're Death Knight, you can also grip them. Just make sure if you're gripping it, none of your teammates are being hit on the way, because you will kill them. Also, you want to make sure you drop those ads to the side and not in the middle, because if you drop them in the middle, you're area denying yourself, because they drop AoE and the boss runs to the middle. So you want to make sure you avoid that. We had I think that's our only death here. I believe that's our only death of the run. But big AoE dam there. You just want to break that shield down, give it interrupt, and do big dam. That's really it. Nothing crazy. Dodge, do big dam, and interrupt on that phase. You saw our Demon Hunter drop a darkness as well there. We will drop our AMZ next one. But now it's just rinse and repeats, folks. You see that paralyze on that one mob. That one's chasing me. So I am trying to set it up to where they get hit. I'm not going to death grip anything here because I see that here they're close to teammates. I death gripped that one, and that was risky because my Demon Hunter was near there. If that ad would have hit my Demon Hunter would have been dead. He didn't die. It didn't hit him. So it was a risky play. It played off. But I want to make this very clear to my Death Knights. Unholy Blood, no matter what you play, tank DPS, be watchful when you grip these ads into each other, because you can hit your teammate and kill them. I've seen it. I've seen people tell me about it. I'm sick of hearing about it in a bug. So don't do that anymore. And you saw I gripped that one. There's no teammates in sight there. So that was a very, very easy grip. I ping myself here to know I'm going to do AMZ. I just AMZ and big damn and try to interrupt. And it's rinse and repeat. It's 8%, so we'll kill him. This Drain Soul ability, by the way, I haven't talked about this at all, is like a magic channel dot on you. So if you are a BDK, you can completely ignore that mechanic by pressing Anti-Magic Shell, your AMS. So that's a good defensive, and it'll be up for every other one. So if you're a Blood Death Knight and you're get target with Drain Soul on this boss, just AMS. You completely ignore the mechanic, and there's nothing happening. Your DPS is for free. You don't take damage. Easy. And you get lots of runic power. Skirmishers here. You can see the casters. So interrupt the casters. Be aware of these skirmishers. If you're also doing this pull, you want to pull these bats as well. You just need this, and that's it. The bats, what they do is they cast Piercing Shriek. It's just a cast. You can interrupt it. It's nothing crazy. You can see who's targeting it. You can stun it, disoriented, fear it, soft CC it. Easy pack. Nothing to be crazy here. Just interrupts and being aware of the Grim Skirmisher's AoE, but not a scary pack at all. Here, this pack, again, much of the same as previous pack. We're just bringing a bound defender into it. And what that bound defender does is not scary. He's just gonna whack the tank. He's gonna do the green circles, there's green tornadoes, and the shield. You just avoid to interrupt this pack. Nothing crazy, nothing scary to your group. If you don't, unless you're not interrupting, then I can see the cast being scary, but not a scary pack at all. And you also notice we're fighting near the edge just to avoid those like skull things. I usually ask mana, but Mistweavers, what is even that? They don't need to wait for mana. This is the one time he does, because this drummer deals big damn, and you don't want to go up there without your group because it deals big damn. I look back to see he says he's R. I know my monk can get here, and then we just bang. This thing doesn't have relatively a lot of health, but as you can see, it deals big damage. Also, fun fact, this is physical damage. So your AMZ, it can make you feel better. It can make you think you're doing something, but my friend, you are not. It is not doing anything here. We go to the boss. I see mana, I see that ping, and we game. Now here is I haven't seen even people in MDI do this. If you tank the boss up against this brazier, it doesn't drop the AoE, as you can see. So I'm proud I found this out. I haven't seen this in the MDI at all. Maybe I'm blind, I do have glasses. But this is a very pro tip for multiple reasons. So your group can play close and drop all those soulbind totems close, and you're just no area of denial whatsoever here. You can see I used Death's Advance to not move. But even if I didn't use Death's Advance, if my back is against that brazier on the right side, I do not summon area of denial. So I'll tank here for the rest of the fight, and you'll see that too. And your DPS can play close and cleave these totems with the boss. Very easy. And on top of that, why this is also very good is when you go into DPS phase and you come back to this, the boss will be closer to the entrance. So it's more uptime, more damage, especially when you're coming out of your amp period. It's just all around better. Don't have to move boss, better amp, etc., etc. So very good to tank there. If you're not doing that, start doing that. If you interrupt these and move them, you get a DPS buff. Don't hit any of these ghosts because they will root you. I think someone gets hit here. Yeah, someone does get hit there. And here's, yeah, I look back, he's coming. And this is why tanking him here works, because look at this uptime now. Instead of going across the room, we just, a second we come into here, we can start doing damage. You can actually start doing damage to him running up the stairs. So this is why you want to tank this boss here. Very good. We'll call this the Kyle method. I haven't seen this in the MDI yet, so we're going to claim it right now. The Kyle tanking method, but that's it. And this boss is rinse and repeat. The damage is really good here. But yeah, that's it. Tank against this thing. Your DPS is playing close so you can cleave. There's no area of denial. You just want to avoid those green circles every once in a while. And that's going to be all she wrote. I'll let the rest of the fight play out. And with that, we timed the Maisara Caverns 19 pretty healthily. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you're a Death Knight player or a tank player, hope you learned something from seeing this route done. And I will see you guys next time on my next key. See you then.